Hey, okay, I'm gonna wing another edition of the Cary Coatney Comic Book Notes show. Uh, no particular reason, other to express my utmost dismay for what I took a day off for work for. I took today off from work, Friday, August 15th, because I was under the impression that the Red Sonja movie was coming out. I thought it was going to be released wide in theaters today, and to my uttermost dismay, I find out that it was only playing for one night only. Last Wednesday night at my local Sherman Oaks was it Regent Theaters? And I only found out it was playing Wednesday night, one night only. So there's other stuff I can do in the meantime, and some of it comic book related, like going out to get comic book boxes, so I can get stuff like that into boxes. If you've seen my wall here, I'm in sorely need of some comic book boxes. Anyway, I know stuff I discuss. Well, freebies that they give at the comic book shop where I pick up my comics. The pamphlets and the catalogs and what most. I was hoping that I'd get a Marvel one this week, but they said they didn't come in, so maybe next week. But we can go over stuff here, like comic shop news, weekly little pamphlet you get every week at the comic book store that heightens the or to tweak the FOMOs out there of stuff you don't want to miss out. And of course, this one has a little article about the upcoming Deadpool and Batman Worlds Collide one shot. That's I believe it's coming out through the auspices of Marvel. And November, this is like the same thing they did with Spawn and Batman last year. Marvel released a Batman versus Spawn thing. The first issue came out through DC, and I think the 2 months later they did the one with to reverse it, Spawn versus Batman, where Image put a book out. So DC's doing the similar thing with Marvel. Marvel's gonna put out their Deadpool and Batman out first, and then 2 months later down the road it'll be a Batman Deadpool team up. I happened to see the trade ad for it in the comic books, and I think I saw it in the in one of these two. I read these two last night, Uncanny X-Men and X-Men, and I know I saw the ad somewhere, so I want to pull that out because they're, in addition to Deadpool and Batman team up, there's also other team ups that is listed in the trade ad. Let me see. It was one of these. It was one of these books. Make sure. Oh yeah, here. So, in addition to Deadpool and Batman teaming up, Daredevil and Green Arrow will be facing off, and Captain America and Wonder Woman. And then Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto. They're probably a one-page thing, but it sounds like fun. So I'm gonna partake into the festivities. No, I guess it's these another month or so we'll find out what the other bonus stories are in the Batman and Deadpool team up. So Boba Fett has got this one of these is getting the black and white and red treatment, and this is not one of those books. Usually it's like 3 or 4 artist and writer teams doing a story, but this is seems to be it's all one story written by Benjamin Percy. You probably know him from the Ghost Rider series and other things. He's quoted as a 5-year-old, I rocked the episode 4 bread spread, so I'm thrilled to be put a small mark on the franchise. I thought that was cute. We have other things going on here. Wonder Woman 25, a little small write-up on that one. I'm on the fence about this. I read the first miniseries. I really liked it. I'm probably gonna go tackle this one too. I mean, $7 for the next I guess I can spare $7 for the next 3 months. What else? Oh, Creep Show's coming back with a volume 4. That sounds like fun. I don't know what these things are. But Blade Runner, Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the anime series that Adult Swim did a few years back, this is the follow-up to that storyline. And Exo Man Award number 1. I'll get to Valiant later on. What else has got going here? And here's an article. I combine. I take them all. You know that like if I get 2 or 3 weeks in a row when I don't visit my comic shop, I combine them. You know, I put them in the middle of a. Well, I read 3 or 4 of them together and combine them. So, Spider-Man 1994 animated series is being turned into a mini-series without the approval of John Semper, who produced the show. I hear he's kind of miffed about that, according to his Facebook post. Ultimate Hawkeye, huh? Spinning off in the pages of the Ultimates. I hope this is a one-shot. I don't need another Ultimate series to collect. I dropped the Ultimate X-Men. All those Ultimate titles that come out, I dropped one. I just cannot get into it. It's just so confusing reading that series. And the only thing I really appreciated was the page dedicated to the Japanese jargon they use in there. Well, Spider-Man has got a Cosmic Spider-Man coming out. Avengers number 30. Let's see. Oh, I wish I could get into these creepy reprints that Dark Horse has been doing. I see them in Barnes and Nobles. I'm so tempted to buy the whole lot of them, but you know, I'm not Norman Rockefeller these days, so I really have to learn to be frugal with my comic book purchasing. And not only that, I'm on the cusp of turning 62, and this brings up something that I did last week during my vacation time. Instead of going to San Diego, one of the things I did, I went and got a new ID, because I've been having trouble lately. I'm going to resolve it today. I'm going down to the the Spectrum office, my cable internet company. I'm gonna get my account signed over to my name from my roommate who split 7 months ago to go move back east, and they wouldn't change the account to my name unless I had a valid ID, and I had a long expired ID. I mean, it was probably been expired for like 5 years or so, and they wouldn't do it unless I got a California Real ID, and I got it this week. And when I got the stupid thing in the mail, mother effer, man, it says right on the top, California Senior Citizens ID. I said, oh man, come on, that can't be. I don't know if the state was required to do that, but they didn't charge me for it. That's the strangest thing. I got up there and I'm prepared to pay with $54. Lay down $54 for a new ID, and they told me, no, you're approaching a certain age, Mr. Coatney, and you're gonna be we're not gonna, it's on the house. It's on the state of California's house. So wow, but still, I guess that's the price you pay. I mean, to be now regarded as a senior citizen, and funny. I thought you didn't. I thought 65 was the cutoff point, man. So technically I'm a smelly old man now, and anyway, let's move on. Let's see, anything else worth noting? Damn, I read the free comic book day thing, preview of this. I really liked it, and I think I need to get a copy. I need to latch onto a copy of that. About that. What else? Other free stuff they got. Reka Comics Team Up presents The Future is Bear versus Bear, Guide to Keeping Cyber Safe, and a little comic story in here. I don't know. Where's this? I don't know who these people are. A 60-issue original saga. Now look at these covers. Look at these people. Jim Mafu did the cover, and there's a Michael Allred cover. And issue 1 is 100 pages for $13.37. Future issues are 32 pages for $4.04. Why the weird pricing format for that? I mean, is it, I can tell you something, because, I went to the comic book store. I was going to, one Saturday before I was slated to return to work, and I wanted to get a couple Marvel books that I was in the queue, like the J. Michael. I get the guy's name wrong all the time. So, but the creator of Babylon 5, he did a series of 6 one-shots of with Marvel, really weird Marvel team ups, like Nick Fury versus Fin Fang Foom, Doctor Doom, and Rocket Raccoon, and I wanted to pick up the last one, Spider-Man versus the Sinister 16, but I didn't get those. But I saw that the Heavy Metal magazine released a second issue. I didn't want to leave the comic store empty-handed, so I took that out of my pull box, that Heavy Metal number 2, and I noticed that with 20% off from a $14.95 cover price, it came out like around that price, so $13.37. So with tax, probably it comes out to even $15. And I imagine the 32 pages, if you tacked on another 20% on it, it'd probably come out to 449. So like, it wraps out to 5. God damn, it's what the fuck is it with the Friday? I got a neighbor fucking blowing some fucking blender, and I got freaking sirens outside, and I was woken up this morning by freaking jackhammers for some reason. Man, fuck. This. Sorry, it's all so much fucking noise going on, man. What is this thing? Stegman's Health. What is this stuff? Zarowski's Comic News 14. What's in this thing? What is this? Age of Revelation. Oh, you know what? When I go to the comic store, I'm going to look for this. There was a secret 0 issue of X-Men that dropped, and no solicitation or any ads promoting it. It's just like a secret book that came out, and I guess it has something to do with the current X-Men titles. And I'm gonna see if they have any of the issues available. I didn't get the memo on it, so to speak, and my comic store had one issue, and there was a valued customer. He came in more valued than me, and he somehow scored the last issue of that, and not knowing anything about it until I got home, read about it. This is like the starting off point for the major storyline of the 2 X-Men books that I read. So I'm going to have to see if I can get another copy of that, or pay $10 for it or something. I don't know. That's a series I'm looking forward to on Amazon, and it's been a long time in the production, and it stars that dude from Sons of Anarchy, an actor. His name is just not in front of me, but he was also on another show on Apple. He's a pretty good actor. I like him, but he's the lead on this show. And apparently, I don't know. Is anything that tells me when that show is going to drop on Amazon finally? I know it's all been filmed. Sean, what's it like watching your vision come to life, an Amazon TV show that is being produced? Yeah, pretty amazing. Really, I'm very pleased with what I've seen so far. So Ryan, Sean, how involved are you in the TV show technically? Do you allow Ed on the set? Hang on. Ed Brubaker goes, hang on, I'm the fucking showrunner on that show. Oh. Okay. I'm very looking forward to seeing that. There's a show that debuts on Amazon this week called Butterfly. It's based on a Boom comic, and I'm going to watch the first episode tonight. So much stuff to watch, man. You think the comic book industry is dead in the water with all these TV and movie adaptations, but no, they're still thriving, man. Like I say, Butterfly tonight, Criminal on the horizon. Season renewals for Daredevil. And fortunately, we've lost Resident Alien. Was not renewed for a 5th season, unless Netflix comes in and takes it over or makes a deal. Because the Resident Alien's been doing pretty good on Netflix. Another show I'm watching on Universal Peacock is Revival, which is a show based on Tim Seeley's Image comic. Not so good. It's kind of hard. I kind of doze off from watching every episode of that. It's really, really low budgeted and not really to my liking. Let's see. Well, who is this? What is this all about? I guess this is something that Chip Zdarsky does on his own. He publishes a little mini magazine of interviews and weighs in what's going to be hot in the comic book industry and stuff. And if you bring this page to Ryan Stegman at a comic convention or a restaurant or at the gym or even when he's on the toilet, you are entitled to one free 30-second Sharpie sketch. Oh, that's cute. Limit one person, you animals. And of course, I'm so looking forward to this. I love this logo. That's a great comic book logo. Much better than the one that hangs on the coat on the Batwing's coattails. I mean, that one just been bugged me for years, but finally Batman's getting a proper logo and a new suit, a new updated suit. Okay, you ever see these things? Den of Geek. They did a special thing, and I was leafing through this earlier, and it's mainly just about anime and shows you should be watching. And they really focus on this Sakamoto days. And I appreciate a good recommendation if this is worth investing time in. There's only a few animes I get into. I just got finished watching Moonrise on Netflix, which is a series from the producers of Attack on Titan, and I was really impressed with it. It's like a sort of like an updated version of Battle for the Planets, or what's that thing that Matt Cave published now, Gotcha Man. And I was really enamored with it. It's a really engrossing story, and so this one's something about deal with assassins. Another series I finished watching on HBO Max, Lazarus, by the makers of gosh darn it, the Cowboy Bebop series. That's right. Okay. And I don't know, man. Maybe I should give the first episode a try this weekend. I mean, for the first time in a long time, my cartoon Saturdays have been diminishing in numbers. Usually, like there's not a weekend that goes by where I'm not watching 20 plus shows, but now I'm down to like 13 or 14 shows, and I wonder if I can just squeeze this in. But what I'm kind of waiting for, and there's another series that's discussed in here. Spy Game, Splinter Cell. I said, well, this would be a good pair up. I mean, whenever this drops, I mean, just wait for this show to drop so I can add that show and have like Assassin's double feature type of thing. Assassin's anime double feature. Man, that looks impressive. And I just finished Love, Death, and Robots. There's a little article dedicated here. This is an Arcane, which I don't know why. Why can't they do a third season of this? Why do they have to end this thing in 2 seasons? Really groundbreaking stuff in terms of anime is concerned. I just finished watching the 4th season of Love, Death, and Robots, and it was a mixed bag, of course, and some really outstanding things like that picture. Let me show you this one. This one was so awesome. And there was an episode that Bai Ling did the voice for. That's Bai Ling's character. And that was really 2 impressive episodes in a row. This is like a freebie supplement. I guess they pass these out of San Diego. They usually do. And just focus on anime. The magazine itself. Peacekeeper. Peacemaker comes back for a second season in a week's time, I believe, and finally make some use out of my HBO Max subscription. So watching Duster on there. I ran out of Bat Wheels episodes to watch, so, and I ran out of Jellystone episodes to watch, and I was gonna check into Teen Titans Go because they're not putting out DVDs anymore. So I guess the only way you can catch up with Teen Titans Go is to watch them on streaming now, and they only have the 8th and 9th season. And I happen to be left off at the end of the 5th season, and 6 and 7 are on Hulu. Go figure, but that's the way streaming works these days. Let me see what's going on with Naked Gun. Pamela Anderson, that really trips me out. I was hard pressed to find out who that woman was in the poster with Liam Neeson, and I did not realize he was Pam Anderson. She looks so different these days. Well, it's Interview with a Vampire. Usually when the Blu-rays or DVDs come out, I latch onto those. I don't have AMC Plus, so since all their shows come since home media releases practically every show that AMC does, I just wait for the DVD or Blu-ray release. The Long Walk. Let me tell you something about The Long Walk. This is based on the Stephen King short story written under Richard Bachman. I read this back in high school. This is the story that influenced one of my Deposit Man comic books, called Deposit Man Survival Guide to the... the Deposit Man Survival Guide to the Afterlife, which is a one-shot book I did back in 2002 or 2001. And this was the main basis of it, where I got the main ideal for it. I'll go. One day I'll do a video dedicated to the Deposit Man books I've published so far. A little breakdown on those issues. Let's see, the Summer of Superman. Okay, what's this? The History of Hall H, San Diego, where you buy a 4-day admission to a comic book convention, only to spend most of those days waiting online to see what event is going on in Hall H, where you don't shower for a couple days, and that's not for me. Those are for the real serious, hardcore nut jobs. That's another issue I have with Comic-Con. Probably another reason why in my list of it's not my thing anymore hardly, because waiting on lines for panels. I can tell you, I did this stupid mistake last year at Comic-Con, where I was so hard pressed to find out the skinny on the new Batman Cape Crusader show. And I waited in line to get in, only to get in and sit in a chair, waiting for their presentation to find out I was at the wrong presentation, and it happened to be a Bear McCready panel, and but all the music he writes for all these various shows, and I listened to it for 5 seconds, but I realized this ain't the Batman one. It happened to be next door. I waited in a freaking line. And when I went to get, I guess you had to go back out. You had to get to check out. You had to go wait on another line, and that lines, and the panel was like only like maybe 15, 20 minutes to go on the panel, and people were still waiting in line to get in to see this one panel. And like, oh, that's it, man. No more panels of San Diego for me, man. I mean, that's it. this is not what I'm going to waste a 4-day pass on. So I got to stand outside the door and hear maybe Mimi Driver speak about her gender bending the penguin, and that's how far it's the only snippet I got to see of that from outside the door. But a time so Peacemaker is going to be having a second season premiere next week, and if you watch the Superman, if you've seen the Superman film, you know that the storylines from that movie bleed into here, because some of the cast will make appearances in this show. I think Hawkgirl will be in it, and much like they did at the end of the first season when Aquaman and Flash appeared from the DCU Snyderverse movies, they popped up at the end. So expect something similar to happen. I gotta wrap this up. Here's the new Alien film. New Aliens TV series, Alien Earth. I watched the first episode. It got really good at the end of the first episode, and I'm definitely on board this. Watching the entire series on Wednesday nights when they drop on Hulu. Yeah, Timothy Olyphant, he's really good in this series. Or from what I've seen. Let me see. I gotta read these articles, man. It's just fun flipping through these things. Wednesday is back, and I'm watching those. Yeah, my Fridays have all of a sudden just blown up, and I'm old. I'm a California senior citizen now. I gotta take my entertainment as cheap as I can get it, and of course Friday nights are all my sci-fi shows where I watch a Resident Alien Revival. I'm gonna try that Butterfly show tonight, and I hop over to Paramount for Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and then I go to Netflix and I'm checking out Wednesday and The Sandman, which I'm halfway through. Who's this? A little taste of the new season of Stranger Things, which will be its final one, and building the comic book community. Superman on Summer of Superman. Long box streams. Oh, look, there's an ad for that Sakamoto Days in here. That's the main magazine. This comes out every quarter. Den of Geeks. I think LA Times has something to do with this, publishing this book. There's something else I wanted to see. What else? Oh, damn. Check this out. I don't know where this dropped out somewhere. It's a picture of me 30 years ago at San Diego Comic-Con with this guy whose name I've long forgotten now. I remember his first name is Richard, but he's still alive. He used to work on Star Trek makeup department, and he used to be married to this woman who owned a comic book shop in Beverly Hills, of all places. Pirate is something. Flying Pirate. That's right, Flying Pirate, and I screwed up. I wanted to go over some IDW. Here it is. That's one last thing. IDW, I really dismissed them as a company mostly associated with just putting out licensed tie-in product. Lately, that's all they've been good for. They're doing a Event Horizon series. If you're familiar with the movie. But yeah, they're mostly just licensed stuff, man. It's just licensed throwaway stuff. And the reason why I say that, I get a lot of this stuff. I get a lot of freebies from these guys. If I go over the every 2 months or so, there's this comic book convention in North Hollywood. San Fernando Valley Comic Con. It's a small little small little gathering. It's over in some decrepit what do you call it? Those halls, veterans halls, whatever. And IDW happens to be their main headquarters are now down the street from here, from Casa de la Coatney, and they moved up here from San Diego and they set up shop in Sherman Oaks, and they happen to, I guess they take a box of freebies, or the promoter, Bob, probably goes down there and knows somebody who works there, and these guys hand him a big box of free comics, and people just take them at the door of the show, and I latch on a few, and mostly just whatever Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles happens to be lying around, or a Star Trek one, or something like this. Here's a couple of them. Yeah, okay. Here's a handful. I got these all free. These Star Trek Defiance, Deep Space Nine, things like that. And here's like a Turtles versus Street Fighter. It's just pedestrian. It's just pedestrian stuff to me. And you see here, Strange New Worlds, Voyager. They do a comic book in Lower Decks, and I happened to read one of these Lower Deck ones, and it's not as funny as the shirt. That's the only innovative thing they do with Star Trek, is the red shirts. But here's the Event Horizon 5-issue miniseries based on the movie, and they do a bunch of Godzilla Hell of Hell books. I do have Tom Scioli's Godzilla Monster Piece Theater the read, and I will promise to dedicate maybe a short little notes on there on my reading experience of that. I love his work, man, and to have him do a Godzilla book that's entitled with other literary heroes like Sherlock Holmes and other like King Kong or the people the King Kong movie, and I'll when I get to it, I'm going to. It's only 3 issues, and I know I can read them all in a day, but I will dedicate a video to that. And I said I was going to do a video on Absolute Batman, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. Let me see. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. I can't stand Sonic the Hedgehog. Monster High, a really decrepit children's property. Oh, and the worst offender, My Little Pony. Wow. I tried to read one of these things. I don't know what they're doing with this. Were they trying to do like philosophized in a children's comic book, and it's just a long tangent of nonsense. And how can a kid sit there and read one of these books? I don't even understand what's going on myself. But the main draw now, and I'm going to have to align myself with this, but what I heard, that does look interesting. But this blew me away. IDW is now distributing Bloodshot. And when I got home from the comic book shop, I picked up this one here. I really lucked out on something here. That's tonight's exciting reading event. Tonight's Wine and Prague listening adventure. Doing the King Crimson trilogy before the release of the Beat concert that me and my friends went to over in LA, and they're putting a DVD or Blu-ray release of it, and I'm kind of excited about that, because that show was just awesome. And you go to my YouTube channel, you see I illegally took some footage of it. But yeah, look at that. Yeah, this was in my pull box, and this is a virgin cover. And I bet that will increase in value. Yeah, so they're aligned themselves with Alien Books, and I mean they're putting out great books. I mean, I think these are the best version of Valiant Books I've seen in a long time. It's the product itself is just the card stock, and the pages, and the quality of the book is just fantastic. And apparently for this whole Diamond Distributors debacle, everything just went belly up, and I guess IDW not having recourse to ally themselves to other companies to put out their own little catalog here, which is the result of here, and other companies are jumping in to help get their books distributed, and Alien Books is been given a new lease on life, so to say, with allying themselves with IDW to get their books distributed, and here's Bloodshot, which I got, and coming up next is Tales of the Shadow Man, and I suspect that Exo Manowar book that I showed back already at the Comic Shop News is going to be released through them also, and along with Harbinger, what have I read. So that's what I got. This is extra long, overlong video, and hopefully I'll just do a shorter one of the Marvel releases, upcoming Marvel releases coming out. So okay, so that's it. Till next time, bye.